Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on Nightmare Alley by Guillermo del Toro, starring Bradley Cooper, William Dafoe, and a whole bunch of people. And let me tell you something, the look of this movie is fantastic. I mean, it's utterly fantastic. Del Toro, he just doesn't mess around with visuals. The man's a genius. Look, I didn't like everything Del Toro has ever made, but man, when he gets a look, it's just great. You know, I didn't like The Strain. I know that's an unpopular opinion. I just thought the story wise didn't come together. Maybe he's not right for TV, episodic TV, but this looks pretty impressive. Everything about it looks really nice. I mean, the visuals are just stunning. They're just absolutely stunning. It's an old timey circus, and Bradley Cooper ends up there. But there's also some horrible secret. Kate Blanchett's in it. Here he is using his psychic powers for some reason. I'm not sure what his whole deal is or what the plot of this movie is, but it's definitely intense. It's called a psychological thriller. It was originally done in the 40s. I actually did research this time. And this is a remake of it. So this to me is the kind of remake you make, right? I mean, probably few people remember the original Nightmare Alley. I certainly don't. I'm a pretty big movie buff, especially from movies like that. Maybe they called it something different. I don't know. But it looks pretty awesome. I mean, just every clip of this is interesting to look at. And looks very classic. Nightmare Alley. December. And it's based on the novel by William Lindsay Gresham from the 40s. Screenplay by Del Toro and Kim Morgan, directed by Del Toro. Hard to say what this is about because I don't know, I'm not familiar with the original work, but it feels like a film noir. So feels like Bradley Cooper has a terrible secret. He was once very successful. Now he's working as a carny. He's kind of doing the same shtick, but his powers maybe got him into some trouble. And he may have killed somebody and covered it up, or someone was killed and he covered it up, and now he's just sort of living the carny life, trying to be anonymous, and then the past catches up with him in some way. That's typical sort of, plot in this sort of movie. So the first act would be him already at the being a carny, and then looking back, remembering as his past catches up to him, and then in the second act it starts to get more intense and psychological, and you're wondering who's the real bad guy here. And really everybody's kind of a bad guy in a film noir. There's just guys who are less bad. Or less tainted, I would say. And then, reveals, and then the big shocker in the third act, whatever that is. Which is a lot of times why you get these, sort of trailers that aren't going to tell you a whole lot about the plot, because they kind of can't tell you. It's kind of hard to, without either spoiling the ending or showing something really out of context. But the visuals here are just so stunning. They really are. Man. I mean, everything about it just looks impressive in my view. And Del Toro he's just the man to do this. I mean, look at this. That's cool. Wow. Ron Perlman's in it too. There's Bradley Cooper with a mustache. So, Nightmare Alley. I would say this is something to watch. At the very least, it's worth a rental. Even when Del Toro's stories kind of don't really hit, like in The Strain. I mean, I watched the first Strain. I mean, it was, it was okay. I just didn't think it could sustain itself as a vampire thing. It's not what I wanted from a vampire series. But, for a movie, I think he's, and for something like this, it's probably going to have a real strong narrative if they follow it. And I think Del Toro is going to respect that. He's the sort of artist that will. So yeah, Nightmare Alley, Joan. Nightmare Alley in December. Check it out. I'm going to give it an upvote. Just, yeah, it's just a gut feeling that it's going to be a really great movie. That's it from me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on BitChute and Rumble, and we'll see you tomorrow.